Hey guys, Rich Rebuilds here, and I want to say a few quick things. Number one, shout out to eBay Motors for sponsoring this episode. Number two, most of you think I'm constantly clowning Tesla and making a mockery of them and their fanboys, which is true, but the fact of the matter is my methods are very unconventional, but I really like the cars, which is why I probably own 12 of them at this point. The money I've made from YouTube, I literally started a business that services and repairs them to help others that I make no money from. I want them to take us into the future and do better. That's why I constantly call them out on their questionable practices using humor and sarcasm, which unfortunately 99% you don't understand. But if you do understand, congratulations, you are a one percenter. Next thing, the cyber quad will be completed, just waiting on the materials to do so because for some reason, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but there's a large shipping delay around the globe. I'm sure you all are just as excited as I am to see me impale myself on one of the quad's various sharp plastic edges. Last thing, there's a gas-powered car coming to the channel. First and foremost, I'm a car enthusiast. If it runs on electricity, gas, wind, or pee, I don't care. I just love things with wheels. If you're new here and think I am an EV evangelist, you must have missed my Corvette Z06, which I've had several years before I started working on Teslas, which takes a gallon of gas just to start it. Now, you may or may not own a Tesla, and that's okay because some people own them and are perfectly happy with just the way they are, and some people just like to stand sexily next to them for no reason at all. They're fantastic cars and great as is out of the box, and they drive them forever just the way they are until they die of boredom. But there's another group of people called enthusiasts who always want more and more, so they do the only three things you can do to make your Tesla stand out. New rims, drop, and wrap it. The crazy part is that some people want their cars to be faster. They come from a background where you modify your car to make it accelerate quicker. It's crazy, right? I can't believe it either. There must be some reason why Tesla makes the P100D, right? And since it's a Tesla, they can't make it any faster unless they gut their car like a sardine can, or they wait patiently for Tesla to give them an update to make their car quicker, assuming their car is eligible, which it probably isn't. I've never been satisfied with the power I have, and I'm not a fan of a company telling me when it's okay to make my car faster. I come from a different world where companies have performance divisions that you can order parts from. Like if you wake up one morning and say to yourself, you know what, 300 horsepower isn't enough. Today I want 621. Then a year later you say to yourself, you know what, 621 wasn't enough. I want 1,000 horsepower now. Well, knock yourself dead. You earned it. Go get that 1,000 horsepower. So a customer came in with the 75D Tesla Model S. Now he loves his 75D and doesn't want to change it at all. But one day he woke up and said, I don't want to die of boredom. 4.2 seconds 0 to 60 with 259 miles of range doesn't cut it. I want the best of what Tesla has to offer. The mighty P100DL, 2.3 seconds 0 to 60 with over 300 miles of range. So he walks into Tesla, looks at how much the P100DLs go for a 2018 used Autopilot 2.51, and they go for about $90,000. Now, according to Tesla, his car is worth about $14 and a bucket of Popeye's chicken, so he decided against it. Now, I'm going to let you all in a little pro tip from Uncle Rich on how to buy and sell something that hasn't seen the bottom of the ocean or anything dangerous like that. Most of us have already used eBay since it's legitimate, unlike the strange Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace translucent cave dwellers you may have likely come across. They also developed an app specifically for the car enthusiasts like you and me. Since I've been constantly changing my mind like I have ADD or something of what I want to keep my automotive stable these days, I'm going to show you just how to get it done. First, get rid of something, figure out what you want to sell, log into the eBay Motors app, scan your license plate, and bam, it's in there like swimwear. Someone just please buy this thing. If you've been living under a rock, here's how easy it is to browse the eBay Motors app and find whatever it is your precious heart desires. eBay has a vehicle protection plan that will cover you for up to one candy bar. That's $100,000 in case you missed this joke. So you can bid with confidence knowing that you are not getting a Tesla Model S without a fully operational battery, or a quad without a functioning clutch, or another Model S without an entire battery pack, or a Model X with door handles that don't work, etc., etc. So now, thanks eBay, it's time to hit that buy it now button and get this party started. Check out the eBay app to start drooling over your next whip or project. A massive shout out to eBay for sponsoring this absurd conversion. So my friend loves his 75D, but he wants it to be a bit faster. He came to the Electrified Garage and said, can you convert my 75D to a P100D? Now, we don't normally do this kind of work, but it's a special request from a good friend, and we're always down for a challenge. Oh, and by the way, Electrified Garage has their own YouTube channel now. The link in the description box below, now with 100% less me. Many of you have made it clear how sick of me you are, so if you want an EV channel that has lots of how-tos that you want to share without the risk of your post getting deleted on Reddit, check out my boys at Instagram at Electrified Garage or on YouTube. Now, the garage has been busy converting Ford vans and pickup trucks to plug-in hybrids. That's right, we convert cars from gas to hybrids. A video on that is coming. So hopefully, all the conversions that we've done in the shop so far, it offsets the gas car that I'm gonna buy. We actually ended up finding a P100D at auction that looks like it fell off the cliff. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna swap the parts from that car into the 75D. It's quiet too.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, look at that.
Ugh. Yeah. Fancy, huh?
I like that.
A little push button action.
Now I'm talking about the axle grease.
Yeah. Looked like blew up everywhere.
Oh man.
All right, how are we gonna do this?
Has a good axle though, which is good on one side at least.
Yeah, one good axle.
Yeah, it's one.
That's all you need, right?
Yeah, see, one and done. Gotcha. I saw that. That's why I have the camera on.
That's in my sleeve.
Okay.
Here we go.
There she blows. There you go. How much can this lift? 2,000?
Yeah, 2,000.
Huh.
That's all I'm gonna do for now, and then lower it down, take the side bolts off, and then raise the car up. Oh, I was thinking, like this plate has threaded holes in it. Yeah. I could make an extension piece that would lock into this frame, right?
Yeah, the dial.
Yeah.
You're gonna take the frame on the back on the side shed. You'd have to come on the inside. Oh, that way.
Almost there.
That one's too loose a little bit.
Almost there. My inappropriate tool usage.
Oh, it's something I would do. There you go.
Where's the kitchen knife?
Wash your
Good,
hands.
good, good.
Look at the little baby drive unit. Isn't it cute? It's adorable.
You should do your own State Farm commercial. I know a thing or two because I've seen it.
I know. Yeah, actually, you know what, Chad? You know what's funny? This one is 10 times harder to do when you can't see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because if you look at this one, that one, it's so sealed, you can't even tell what's going on in there.
Right.
Look how new this thing looks. I'm not used to this.
Not waterlogged. It hasn't been in that.
Right. Not. It wasn't been a tornado. Nothing. It looks decent.
Gerbils didn't get to it yet.
The what now?
Gerbils didn't get
Sure.
to it
Hey,
yet.
no kidding. Gerbils, no rats, nothing, no rodents.
Christine.
Oh come on. I got it stuck. There you go. Don't do this at folks home. Come on. You get the jack out or no? Okay.
Also, the coolant tubes are different.
Yep.
Ask me how I know.
See these two?
Yep.
So this set fits this drive unit. Those connections on the body are exactly the same for both cars.
Okay.
So what they did is they set it up, so all I have to do is plug these in. It's for the small drive unit. There's another set for the large drive unit. So it's just a quick change.
So we have to get the old coolant tubes.
Yep, I brought those too.
Awesome.
Yep. So it's just the same exact tube, no matter what kind of configuration's in there. Same thing with this. This is exactly the same. They just change out the cables.
And I know how to remove those cables.
Yes. Yes, you do. Use a very expensive tool, right?
Right, yes. It's got my left hand. My favorite part.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm gonna move these over a little bit more. You kick your side over, Rich. Come this way.
I pour towards you?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? More? More?
That should be good.
Okay.
I just want to bounce. Did you get up if we...
Oh, this interior is clean.
Yeah, this car's mint.
All right, keep going.
Even smells good.
Okay.
All right, Chad, what are you doing, Chad?
I got the 21s out. Now we're gonna need to go on the skis and take out the 13s all down the side rail here.
What tool are you using?
I believe it's a Milwaukee.
Ah, what a coincidence.
That's musty. That's a nice musty smoke.
That's a clean. Look how clean this car is, man.
Yeah, it's clean.
It's the cleanest pack I've ever seen. I bet you my ex's pack is dirtier than this.
Oh yeah. Now that's interesting. The upper layer is a black metal. It's not the usual green galby. I wonder why. Yeah, it's definitely got moisture in there though. That's why she stunk.
At least you didn't have like rats in the back like mine did.
Yeah, no.
Let's see how it was.
Well, there's no Kentucky Fried Chicken or Popeyes in there.
Not yet, at least. Give it time. Oh yeah, Chad. Yeah, look at that.
One makeshift battery table.
It's like you've done that before, Chad.
Maybe.
Weird. All that fast pumping.
That's just a Saturday night.
Exactly.
Oh, no evidence of rodents? Look at this. Is so weird to me and foreign. No signs of moisture, no animals. It's gonna happen. Hey, you got any peanuts? I'll put some peanuts in here.
Hey, look what I found.
What? Oh, would you look at that? Yeah,
So here's your front junction box. Mm-hmm. See these cables?
Yep.
Try doing those with a battery in. You can't.
You can't. It's impossible.
Yeah. There's no way to get at it.
That seems pretty serviceable.
I had one that had a isolation issue in these cables.
Yeah.
And the first thing is remove battery. I'm like,
Yeah.
Really?
It's like the Audi repair manual. Oh, broken taillight? Please remove engine.
BMW wasn't any better. We had a corroded taillight wiring harness. The only way to get it was with the whole harness. Mm-hmm. When I replace the taillight harness, it goes from the taillight all the way up to the engine compartment.
Oh, of course it does. It's like one harness for the whole car.
Yep.
What are you doing now, Chad?
In order to replace the control arm, you gotta take the battery out, right?
Of course. Thanks, Tesla.
Well, you needed an arm anyway, so while we're doing everything else, just one more thing for the pile.
All right, Chad, what do we got here exactly, man? What'd you have to do to get to this point? Because the last place we left off, we had the gantry set up, we pulled the motor from the old P100D, and we got the battery pack. And we went through an issue though, where the rear junction box going to the front, I think we left off where those cables weren't the same.
Yeah,
what do we
so
have to do to fix that?
The cables, the small cables wouldn't unlock from the junction box.
Okay.
So that was a problem. And instead of destroying it or trying to hack into it, we already had the whole setup from the 100, so it was just easier just to swap that out instead.
Okay.
So we swapped that out and reconnected that, and then I swapped over the drive unit from the 100 into the subframe from this car. The subframes were exactly the same, but this one was new and it wasn't in a wreck.
Ah, guys, that's helpful. That's helpful.
Yeah, so the other one had broken control arms, and it wasn't viable to swap all that stuff over.
Gotcha.
So it was easier to just take the one that was in good shape and put the motor in this one. I did have to rewire the rear subframe harness.
Yes, because is it a different harness versus the smaller versus bigger motor?
It's so the drive unit harness going into the logic connector is different. Mm-hmm. And the other wonderful issue is this has a single caliper setup on it.
Yes.
So the parking brake is built into the main caliper. On that 100 that we took the parts out, it had a dual caliper setup. So the parking brake connector was completely different as well.
Okay.
So in order to keep this exactly the way it was without messing too much with the wiring harness, I ended up having to swap that harness off the subframe. and I modified this harness with the other parts of the harness and made one harness out. So there's actually still a lot.
I could see you. Just stop holding your breath over there. Yeah, go ahead.
So I instead of like cutting and doing a lot of trashing in the harness, I melted the two of them together.
Yeah.
So there's actually.
You're right. You hungry?
I'm good. That's my phone.
Yeah.
So I melted the two harnesses together to make one harness on this one. I actually left the logic connector for the other one in here, so we could swap it out if we had any issues.
Nice. We'll go back to the regular one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I ended up not needing to because it went. We managed to get this to play nice.
All right. So you put in the battery, put in that junction box.
Yep.
You modified the rear harness for the small drive unit versus large drive unit. How about the cooling? That's another thing that I ran into with the X.
Yeah. So the cooling systems are a little different in the back.
Yep.
So it's the same from here forward. It's just the cooling system in the back. So the small drive units are oil cooled. So there's a heat exchanger on it, and there's a separate hoses for the heat exchanger and the way they have it set up on the top of the drive unit.
Yep.
Whereas the 100D motor is the large drive unit, and it just has two cooling hoses straight to the motor itself, to the vehicle. So underneath here, there's two rapid connections.
Yep.
Not like the Rapid Mate, but they're just quick connects. Undo that and have it transfer over the other cooling system to this one.
And then to just let everyone know, this isn't a service that we offer. This is kind of like a proof of concept.
Yeah, it was a one-off. We have a good customer that really wanted it, and he had the means of getting multiple parts that we would need, because it's not
a plug and play. Yeah,
it's not plug and play, and it's not like he'd go down the street and go pick up a drive unit.
Yes,
you know?
no.
So he had everything we would need, and he doesn't mind spending the money and having this done. So we said okay.
And then in the end, I think for him personally, this is cheaper than going out and buying a P100 DL, because those cars are still pricey. What do they go for now? I think they're still in like the 90s, right? Yeah,
they're up there. Yeah,
they're still pretty decent. This is a good.
Not only that, but he had already had this car, and he had the wreck car because he has a business that does stuff like that. So it was easier for him. If the average Joe went out there, it costs you a lot of money, because first, whatever you paid him this car, costs the salvage car. You got to make sure that salvage car that you got, the donor car, I should say, make sure that stuff's good.
Right, exactly.
You don't know, like, if it's been a rollover, is the battery warped? Is it damaged? Is it punctured? Is the drive unit damaged? Is the gearbox okay inside of it? Or did that get damaged? You really don't know.
Gotcha.
On this one, we got lucky. He got lucky with the...
because the motor worked, thank God. The battery works, which was awesome.
Was working. It was just the suspension that was damaged in the back, which was amazing. And the front was damaged, but we didn't care about the front.
Gotcha. So, Chad, now here comes the fun part. On the software side... Just let everyone know, obviously it was not plug and play,
No.
But what makes this typically easier than other people trying to attempt this?
So what you need to do is, it's an existing configuration. So it's something that's already available from Tesla.
Right.
So if you were trying to create a one-off or something different, that's not possible. So if it's a pre-existing configuration that's available, like a P100D is already available as a Model S. It's nothing... The coding already exists for it.
So, for example, we couldn't make a car that's a P75D. It doesn't make any sense. That never existed.
That never existed. So that'd be a one-off, and that'd be something where if you tried to do that, it would say that's not plausible.
Right. It's not in the configuration script. Exactly. Yeah. So what else do we have to get this car on the road, Chad?
So he had a bent control arm that we have to fix. So we replaced it when we took the battery out. I just need to align it now for that. Bleed the cooling system, get some of the air pockets out of that.
Gotcha.
And
it's ready to rock, man. Other than that,
I have a good test drive with it.
That's gonna be a fun little test drive.
Yeah.
Awesome. Should we post the VIN number to let Tesla know? That was the box we changed because the newer ones had thicker gauge wire, right?
Yeah. So these wires here. Not the same. So
We did axles too? Oh no, because the axle was blown out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. We just took his old ones that were already in the blue car and switched them over.
Gotcha.
So whatever we could reuse, reused, rather than. I mean, there was no sense in buying new stuff. There was nothing wrong with the old stuff.
Right. I just think both of these cars would have been crushed at the junkyard.
Right.
And now look.
Yeah, I mean, the drive unit's still perfectly good.
No, it is. No, you're right.
Nothing wrong with
You
it.
do something with that. Oh, thanks. All right, so it's official. I am in the Stealth P100 DL right now. As you can see, this is a pretty nice interior compared to my compared to the Loris. But let's back this thing up. It has all the latest and greatest features in it. This is pretty exciting. This is very exciting. I'm glad that our customer, I won't say his name, agreed to do this. We're gonna see what this bad girl can do. I'm going to give it a little kick. I'm not going to go too crazy because obviously it's raining outside, but I'm going to give it a minor acceleration to maybe like 30 or 40 or so and see what it feels like. Hold on. Oh, shit. What the Woo! Yeah. Yeah, this is officially the Big Daddy. This is the long anaconda of Teslas right now, the P100DL. I'm gonna pull over a little bit and I'm gonna give it another acceleration test to make sure I'm not going crazy. I'm also gonna test it with the Draggy as well to make sure that that I'm not missing anything here. But I'm gonna pull over for a little bit and I'm gonna goose it, as they say, and we'll see what the reaction's like. Ludicrous Plus, there we go. Max battery power. There you go. Heating estimate 40 minutes. Well, that's not fun. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna drive like a regular person until then. You know, that's one of the downsides to having one of these cars is that you have to wait. And I don't want to wait. I want it now. I want the power right now. But I guess, as they say, good things come to those who wait. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and see what the power gives me. But again, I'm not gonna go too crazy. Remember, it's raining outside, the road's damp. I'm gonna pull over, make sure no cars are around, and give it a quick stomp up to the speed limit. And then we're gonna see what this thing can do. But initially, my initial thoughts are, it rolls out. This car rolls the hell out, and he's a lucky guy, man. This is a really cool spec. It's got me thinking of maybe thinking of upgrading or potentially, you know, trading out for one of these. But this is pretty wild. So I got to my destination, and unfortunately it's still heating up. There's another 10 minutes left. You can hear the heating pumps going right now. Unfortunately, there's 10 minutes left, and I really didn't get a chance to heat the car up for a Ludicrous Plus pull before I got to my destination. But hey, well, what are you gonna do? But this is pretty wild, man. Let's change. Let's take that. You know, just gotta pay these invoices. We're all set. All right, guys, here are your keys.
It's about time.
Come over to you, because you know that whole thing. Guys,
Clean.
yeah, wipe them off first.
Where's the Lysol?
Oh, I got it away.
Guys, do you want us to turn on supercharging on your car?
Yes, please.
Can't do that. It's against the law. I'm gonna call Tesla right now. I'm gonna call Tesla right now. Nope.
It better still be on. I'm
Actually,
not paying you.
actually, it was on. We're gonna shut it off now, guys. That's what you get.
Now let's get to the price breakdown. He paid $30,000 for his 2018 75D that was in a prior accident. He paid $20,000 for a wrecked P100DL. Electrified garage labor and parts came to $9,000. So that's a total of $59,000 for a 2018 P100DL. But wait, there's more. He was able to sell what was left of the P100DL that was in an accident for $10,000, bringing his price down to $49,000. He also sold the old motor out of his 75D for $2,500 and sold the old battery out of his 75D for $13,500, bringing his total cost to $33,000. That's $33,000 for a 2018 P100DL that supercharges, but after I called Tesla, it's not going to supercharge anymore. He saved over $55,000, and with that money he saved, he bought a Model 3. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a good deal? Would you buy a P100DL for $33,000? And also, don't forget to check out the eBay Motors app. I'll see you guys next week.